Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Teleglitch. This is the first of the challenge runs. I'm all settled in for a long or short run here. Gotta drink a couple snacks, I got some good music on, and so I figure, let's rock! Alright, this is the Nails and Rails challenge, proposed just recently, and which I feel completely inadequate for. The basic idea is, I will build the nail gun as soon as is humanly possible. I'm going to go with a random starting here, why not? I will build the rail gun as soon as possible. I will use those as much as is possible exclusively as weapons. Let's see, the very long john. I may have a third weapon just as a backup weapon. And I think the very long john is actually going to fit the bill pretty well. Maybe not, maybe it's a dumb idea, but I'll find out as we go along. Yeah, so the point of this is just to show off the nail gun, which I purported to not like, and which I actually don't. I didn't think I was going to beat the game, like, in one go regularly, so I'm very sure that this isn't going to happen. I will leave it to the better Let's Players. I'm looking at Laylight and people like that. And who knows, we might get... Oh, let's see where I picked up that other canned meat from. We might get somebody like that to actually do a good job of this and actually beat the game. I'm obviously choking back on the caution a little bit, at least in these earlier levels. I'm sure I'll be a little more cautious as we go along, too, as is my want. But in the interest of breezing through these first parts here. Let's see, 3 stacks of explosives, 3 stacks of healing items is all I am permitted. As soon as I am able, I will craft nail boxes into, I believe, either nail bombs or nail ammo, but because I still hate nail bombs, it's going to be a lot of nail gun ammo. Now, okay, now I need to drop either the very long john or the AGL. That's a tough one. I'll drop the AGL for now, hello, but I may be back to get it by the end of the level. I may have reconsidered. What I need to think is what's going to get me past some early encounters. And in fact, just as in my Let's Play, I consider the 2 toughest challenges to be the first and... What the heck? They're gone? Oh. That's embarrassing. Oh well. Yeah, I think I'm going to get the AGL here before too long. I need to remember it's in this room. Because I'm going to run out of ammo and I won't get more rifle ammo for a while. You saw that we got the Fat John in my successful Let's Play, and I hold that that is the greatest and best piece of starting gear. Just because the very long john is fun and all, but you really don't get the ammo for it until later. Alright, only one more can or canned meat, and I will have access to very good plate with some armor. 2 plates for the armor. So yeah, that's the basic setup. I'm looking at this as a bit more relaxed than my Let's Play. I've kind of consigned myself to the fates and accepted my inevitable demise already, and why shouldn't you if I have already? So, yeah, we'll just treat it as kind of a thing like that. You know, it's always bugged me a little bit. There we go, nail gun ammo. It's always bugged me a little bit. This thing right here, it's clearly an openable grate, and it's even thin in the mini-map like that. I wonder if there wasn't supposed to be a secret, or if there is a secret, or if there's some way you can open that. Just one of those mysteries of the universe. I apologize if I have to change the sound on this. I'm hoping that because I don't monetize and nobody cares about me, and this is some old music anyway, YouTube will let me get away with it. However, I remember hearing that they can be a little draconian. I just figured some nice swing would be nice. It was either that or like some really glitchy electronica stuff, and frankly, I probably subjected you guys to enough of that in the initial play. That too was what I was looking for. Okay, the shotgun would be great. But I think it's gonna go. And that's because the shotgun fills a very similar role to the nail gun, which is a sort of close range, low penetration, high damage, terrible against armor, good against health kind of thing. Now, as I've said before, the real trouble with the nail gun is it's okay early on. It's the only thing it ever really has going for it is that ammo is relatively plentiful, and that's it. That's all it ever really has going for it, especially early on. And that can be a bit, you know, subject to the whims of fate as well there. Yeah, see, I got some more grenades for the AGL. I just think I'm going to run out of rifle ammo before that. I may regret that decision, as I bitterly regret so many things in my plays here. Just scanning for secrets briefly. You know, I'm trying to go faster than I did in my Let's Play, both because you guys really don't need a whole lot of exposition on this first level, good gravy, and because I cut down on space for my poor, belabored compy. Hey, there's that armor. Okay, now I do need to keep in mind that I'm sitting pretty, excuse me while I shift around here, that I am sitting pretty on 3 stacks of explosives right now. I kind of want to keep the can gun in case I should happen on the Warwalkers in level 3, which is still my plan. I think the route that I took in my successful LP, even though Leylite did better than me on his run, I think that's more to do with, like, his skill level as opposed to the actual significance of the route, just because that early windfall is just so good. Okay, that looks like about it from level 1, so let's hit the military biology sector. Yeah, I'll pick up the AGL along the way. I'm just gonna run out of these things in just no time flat. I had on earlier, before I realized that Fraps would pick up all the audio that I was playing. I was listening to an old mix of Clap Your Hands, Say Yeah. I don't know. Oh, wait, I haven't looked up here yet. I don't know if many of you people have heard that music. It's different for sure. It's kind of electronica-ish. The guy is on purpose, I think, a horrible singer, but it gives it kind of a funky quality. I was digging it, but I was also listening to one of their songs on repeat, and I will be blasted if I make all of you listen to that. As you may have seen in the thread, the last run ended sort of unspectacularly and weirdly with a piece of scenery just chalk in the middle of everything completely blocking my way. I have never seen that. Nunca en mi vida, as they would say in Spain or Spanish-speaking countries. That's sort of my one language. That was like my high school language, Spanish. A little Spanish, a little, I actually do a, I sound like I'm like tooting my own horn here or whatever. I do a tutoring program with my wife in the city that I live in for African refugees, so I do speak a little Swahili and Kinyarwanda when I speak to them, and those languages are super cool. If you are itching to learn a new language, you could do much worse than picking one of those. Okay, so I'm going to be using the AGL on these 10 and 20 damage suckers here. It's just not worth it to fight them with the knife. So, sorry for the integrity or whatever. I get challenged. Did I get him? Man. Yeah, these things were the right choice. Oh no, I did not. Alright. I didn't think I saw blood, or heard that little thump. Yeah. There we go. That worked. Still, it's going to be no fun to fight them. Okay, well here's the 9mm, which I am keeping, incidentally, because I'm going to make my nail gun out of that sucker. Fortunately, for me as an American, I'm not typically considered to have like a cool accent. That's the provenance of the Irish and the British and the Australians have cool accents and people like that. I did a section of an LP once with a guy who was from South Africa, a cool accent. Not that he had a whole lot to say about the game in particular, but he was a cool guy. That was my first, like, co-segment, and I think I just kind of did crappy at it. But in other languages, English is kind of a cool accent, so that was fortunate. I'm specifically thinking of Swahili, where we apparently sound just kind of weird and laid back. Or it could just be me. I'm kind of a laid-back dude with a laid-back accent. But, yeah. See you later in Swahili is tutaonana baadaye, and I like that. It kind of flows off, you know. I like flows to languages. I realize that I am essentially doing complete stream of consciousness at this point, and so, you know, please don't feel bad at all if you need to, like, mute my stream or whatever to get through this. But otherwise, treating this exactly as if you were in the gulag with me now, recording this, just hanging out. If you're wondering what I mean by the gulag, what I mean is I am a married man with a wife who keeps to early hours. And so, at the time I'm usually recording, which is a little bit later at night, 12 or 1 or something like that, she'll be fast asleep, and so we've got a furnished garage attached to the house, and I sort of huddle in the darkness there and do my recordings that a ways. Okay, this is looking like a good time for the old nail bomb. Lord above knows if that did any good. There seems to be a little slowdown, which I guess could be expected. It looks like it did a fair amount. If I can get these guys to kind of run after me here, yeah. That was nice. One of the changes to the Die More edition that was actually a positive change as opposed to just a making it harder kind of change, which seems to be the kind of thing that they like to do here. Ha, nice. Was they gave you the option to drop explosives rather than just throw them, which apparently had been your only means before. And dropping while a whole bunch of these little critters are running after you is a nice thing to be able to do. So I've just got on in the background there. It's basically like whatever YouTube thinks would come after some early swing that I was listening to. I'll tell you what, I like this. I should go back and see what this was. I don't know what this is, but I like it. I'll tell you what I wish they would put on is some of the theme music from Cowboy Bebop. I'm a guy that listens to that. I'll cop to that. Alright, I don't think you're dead yet. So I think you would explode if you were. Man, I gotta get better with my accuracy on this thing. Flatly put, it stinks. Yeah, look at that. I've only got 11 of these things left. I may have to do the unthinkable and knife fight this guy. I should not be doing this. He's got this... Maybe I took out one of his legs or something? Oh well, it wasn't as bad as it could have been. Still was a dumb idea. I am looking forward to getting a nail gun because I am looking forward to actually being able to shoot people again. I think I need hardware for it. I think that's what it's going to take. Alright. Oh hey, here's the exit to the level. So, we could leave now, but even just for a challenge run, I don't really feel right about leaving without ransacking the place. Which is inevitably how I'm going to perish. So I'll tell you what games I'm excited about recently. I've got some friends down in the town near mine who are into the more board gamey sides of the nerd hobbies, and oh sheesh. Man. Super bad. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Better be good. It was worth it. Totally worth it for those medkits. Okay. I regret nothing. And I've got plenty of nail gun ammo if I can ever get a nail gun. As it is now, I guess it's just me versus the world. I may have to use that nail gun. Okay, there's a lot of places to go yet. Anyway, I've got friends that are more into the board gamey aspects of nerddom, whatever you want to call it. I kind of don't like this monolithic nerd culture thing. Usually, I've been to some cons where I liked it. Like I went to Gen Con once, and it was kind of nice to see everybody together all enjoying our various nerdy habits, but I don't know. I think when we start trying to like define what the culture is and who nerds are and who truly can be said to be a nerd, we kind of get into trouble at that stage. But you sure as heck didn't come here to hear me philosophize. Is that? Nah, nothing good. You know what? I am out, so why don't I go back to an area that I know I'm going to have to go through. Now, right here. Dump the AGL and call my 9mm my third weapon for now. Just so if I run into a whole bunch of toughies, I'm not forced to knife fight them. Anyway, yeah, so, man, tangential stuff tonight. Anyway, he's a board game guy, and I was over and we were playing one called Small Worlds, something like that. Really sweet game. There's this land that has all these various features, lakes, and there's hardware and a void. Let's see if we can. There we go. And so the basic conceit is, hey, very nice. And we've got a tube for nail gun 2, which I personally think is worth it. The nail gun 1 just does not have the oomph and the boomf that you really need for even the basic enemies. Is that it? Yeah, and thank goodness too. Of course the hardware was the last place I looked, but whatever, I got it now, so I'm happy. We can begin the nail gun run proper. Anyway, yeah, so it's this land, and you pick, you draw randomly. There's a series of races that you can be, and they're just all of your basic fantasy tropes, elves, dwarves. They get a little bit more inventive too. There's like leprechauns, pygmies. Oh crap! All right. That wasn't so bad. I think just the weak guy hit me. And now I don't have to feel bad about using the guns at all because we are officially into the challenge guns now. So this is what people wanted. Yeah, so you pick a race. Each one of them will have some racial benefit of some kind. And then there's a modifier that goes along with the race, which is also drawn randomly. And so you might get, like, I got mountain giants first. And giants have their own racial thing, which I actually forget what it was. But mountain was like any tile that's left that's next to a mountain doesn't take as much to conquer. And you get so many tiles for your civilization, and you move them around and conquer different areas and things like that. Blast door open there. And you only get a certain number of tiles though, and you collect resource points from every territory you've conquered, and there's conquest and etc. etc. Pick this up until something better comes along. Wow, what a no, it's not that wasn't it. I thought what a waste that was. Does not mean a thing if it doesn't have that swing. That is correct. Anyway, and so you want to conquer territories that are specific to your thing. So like, I think giants were. No, I was swamp giants. That's right, because giants had the thing with the mountains where they liked conquering stuff next to mountains, and so it cost them one less resource than usual to conquer. And I was swamp giants in particular, so every swamp I controlled gave me double the victory points or whatever. And there's like a forest modifier where it's the same deal. If you control forests, those give you 2 points instead of 1. And you want to get as many points per turn as you can. And that's all I can do for now. But eventually you're going to run all your resources dry. You'll lose people to conquest. Okay, I got a cam gun and a meat trap. That's not so bad. I think I'm going to keep that around. And eventually you're just gonna run. You're gonna run dry. You're not gonna have any more guys left. You can't really do a whole lot. And so then you will shoot. Okay. Then you will say that your race has gone into decline, which means you have to lose a turn, but you get to pick a new race, and you still get victory points for every territory that your in decline race controls, until they're, you know, inevitably conquered by somebody else. Okay, more nail gun ammo. That's all I care to do for now. Nothing in here probably, but a yawning void. To fill in the map and all, but no reason to get too close down there. Yeah, so you go into decline, and then you basically like pick a new race and have them start colonizing. It's just a really neat way because, like, you know, once your one race has sort of run its course and you've taken up part of the map, even if you're not in a super advantageous position, hey, you get another chance, you get another race to come in and take people with, and they'll get another modifier, and you can, you know, pick one race over the other. Sometimes you have to pay money to skip one or something. There's a lot of rules that go into it, but what it comes down to, and this is what I appreciated, is you're basically telling a story over time with all the other players of the history of this land. So I had my first race was those swamp giants, as was mentioned. Second race were forest leprechauns, and so I got money for controlling forests, and leprechauns have this special pot of gold ability where they get an extra resource or an extra victory point per turn unless somebody takes over territory and stuff like that. And it was fun because it was like, oh, the forest leprechauns came and really took all the forests, and so the forests were just lousy with these little pixie people, and their race did pretty well until the were skeletons came. And believe it or not, were skeletons fare pretty well against forest leprechauns. That's not an overall fair fight. And so then they were wiped out, but then I got heroic goblins, and they came in from the west and took over this old empire, because goblins have a racial ability that helps them burn through the remains of a decaying empire. You lose control of any of your races that are in decline, but you still get some resources from them and such things. Anyway, just a fun little board game. They're not as much into video games, but they do like the board games, these friends of mine. Okay, not bad. I didn't know I had two monsters in the void. There must have been one without me even really knowing about it. Okay, so if all goes well, we'll find our Warwalkers in here, and I'm hoping the meat trap plus can gun will be enough to deal with them. You know, I really should be knifing these guys, probably. I'm not actually sure, because I haven't really gone with the nail gun as much, so I don't have this like instinctive sense for how much ammo I'm going to be getting, which means I don't really have a sense for how much I should be saving versus what it's good, okay to use for. Like, is it okay to waste a whole bunch taking down a wave of zombies? There's another plate. Always welcome. Okay. As we go along, it's going to be more and more likely that I'm going to get some slowdown, so maybe if I make it through like the next 2 levels on this run, which is not guaranteed, incidentally, then I will, break it off at that point. Hello? Man, these narrow corridors are great for the nail gun. This is absolutely ideal. Sheesh. I'm going shy against throwing off those big guys at me. Man, did I hear even... Hey, there's an M-chip. Can't... Oh, I should have kept that tube. I'll find another one. I can get a detector, which is what I want. And I don't think... I might go for a nail gun 3, but that'll be a later thing. I think for now it's just going to be a detector. Anyway, I don't think I actually talked about the game I was excited about. That was a while ago. But if I did, then feel free to just ignore my flapping, blabbering mouth for a while and just listen to this cool jazz, bluesy music. And if I didn't, then you're about to hear about it. Titan Souls. It is a super cool game. It is one that I have heard compared to Dark Souls, and it makes more sense than comparing this game to it. Which, again, I also heard. That was like one review, and I think the guy was going for a point, so I don't be too hard on him. But really, this isn't anything like Dark Souls. Yeah, I've heard it compared to Dark Souls by way of Shadow of the Colossus, and that is not a bad comparison. You are a tiny, relatively insignificant person. Oh, nerds. Nerds, I say. Do I have any? No. Of course not. I should really be knifing. It's always knife time. Nice to meet you, and other knifey puns. Bad idea, bad idea, bad idea. Man, we can kill you guys to drop a canned meat, you know. Even just one or two. Of course not. Yeah, it's that time for sure. I've been hoarding the things, so there's no reason I shouldn't use them, I guess. Okay. Yeah, you're a guy with a bow and a single arrow, and the deal is you can fire the arrow and also magically return it to yourself. The arrow is unbreakable, it doesn't really get stuck in stuff. It does sometimes, but that's a special thing. It's a really simple mechanic. As I said, you can roll and run, and you can fire your bow, and you can magically return the arrow to yourself. And that's like it. That's like the limits of... Oh, man. Okay. Yeah. That's a nice stack of health kits there. Don't get me wrong, I know that they're all going to get used up in a hurry. Man, nail boxes, I forgot how valuable they could be if you're doing a nail gun run. Jeez, man. Doesn't scare me. And I'll hold off on it for now. Yeah, and so the game is, instead of being you versus like little mookie enemies, which would be frankly pretty annoying with only your one shot. Well, do I dare dream? Maybe not. This doesn't really look like it. Nope, just this stuff here. Tubes and nail boxes. That's good for Vector. And for a bunch of nail ammo, which is always welcome. Still. Oh, hey. You can see I got some ammo for this. Keep that around. Yeah, so the goal is, much like in Shadow of the Colossus, you are to murder some big boogities. And you've got just your sort of nimble speed and your single arrow. And armed with only that and what I will call a frankly embarrassing amount of pluck. You know what? I just got a lot of these. So tempting. So tempting, but so dangerous. There was one of them. There we go. Okay. Come on now. Come up to the plate. Yeah, so you've got saving ammo is the worst. Screw it, in fact. Just get stuffed. What's the point of having a weakish weapon? Alright, there we go. Didn't like to do it, but I kinda had to. What's the point of having a weakish gun if you don't waste a bunch of ammo taking out guys like this? See, I would rather have that 50 health pack than the nails I would have used. Oh well. We live and learn, all of us do. This is a new build for... My goodness. This place is lousy with secrets. Oh, we got another meat trap. Thank goodness it stacks, or else I wouldn't have been able to keep it. Man, you can say what you want to, but I like me some jazz. Okay, there's the gate control room. Looks like I may not have actually rolled the two war walkers, which, depending on how well I have mastered this build, which is not at all, it's either a good thing or a bad thing, so probably a good thing in this case. Don't worry, we'll face our share of war walkers before long. Alright, let's hit that. See who's gonna come out and say hello to me. They'll be coming right through here. And there they are. Hello. Oh, I dropped a 9mm, did he? Don't think I actually care about a 9mm though, unfortunately. I don't need one for a railgun, do I? Pardon my dust here for a second. What do I need? What do I need for a railgun? Or even is the railgun? What is a railgun when you get down to it? Large tube, hardware, magnet, and chip. Man, ain't any guns at all. Alright. Yeah. Ooh, hello. Good morning. Yeah, so in place of just a whole bunch of semi-annoying encounters and things like that, they decided to curate the game experience, you might say, with it just being a number of big, really tough bosses that you are meant to die to. This is not the kind of game that you're going to be, like, completing without losing any lives on your first try, unless you were, you know, I don't know, some of you people out there just madmen, bonkers, berserk. My friend Ms. Boondafund and I always enjoy the exploits of people that are insane at video games. People that do stuff like the Winter Games Done Quick and Great Games, or Awesome Games Done Quick, and people like that. I appreciate insane people. I am not, and that was kind of my whole spiel with this Let's Play, is far from being some superhuman monster player. I'm just a chump. And if I can do this, you can do this. Okay.
It's a luxury.
I see a thing out there. Well, there's some rifle ammo. Not that that necessarily does me any good. Mailbox means mail ammo. I think that's a 9mm. There's always one, like, right there. I don't know if it's supposed to be there for story mode, or if that's just the way the cookies crumbles or anything like that. Anyway, yeah, it's a completely sweet game, and I would recommend it extremely much. I had considered doing a Let's Play of it, and I did not, because my good friend Skippy Granola has played it. I think he streamed it when he was doing it. I didn't happen to catch that, but he also recorded a Let's Play, despite his purported retirement. Heavy rifle versus AGL. Yeah, sorry AGL. I may regret that, but I think this will be my second weapon for now. What do we got? Oh, shotgun shells. Useless to me, not any real function at all. Okay, let's see, hardware and an M chip. Do anything with that? I don't think so. I'll hang on to them now. That's useful for stuff later, if nothing else. What else we got going? I know that there's at least a storage cabinet, and I have 2 of them. Hey, and another health pack. I'm still doing better than I was in my main Let's Play. Okay. Sorry, MG. I just really... You know, you really... When you're only allowed 3 guns, like, it kills me to throw that away. I mean, you saw what an absolute hoarder I was in the main game. In my main Let's Play for ammo. And so throwing away the stuff that I know I've got a ton of ammo for is just torture itself for me. But, you know, that's the way it has to be. Anyway, yeah, Skippy is gonna do a Let's Play of it, even though he said he was gonna be retired. He was pulled back in for one last big job, like a tough cop on the force or something, I don't know. It's just the impression I had of it. Oh, dang. Yeah, I think we better do that. I forget if these count for healing items. If not, I think they were specifically left off the list so that I could have one, and I hope that's true. Also, I need to get rid of this RDX, which I am doing right now. Such is my dedication to the rules. Oh, shoot! Did not see you, man. Aw, crap. This is my I wish that didn't happen face, but whatever. Yeah, I easily could have lost it right there. I think that those guys are gonna qualify as a emergency for the use of the heavy rifle, so I'll keep that in mind. I may officially declare them emergencies. Ah, why is this game so good to me? I don't deserve it, and it makes me feel awkward when it is. Look at that. Right as I lost my med kit, it just gives me one right back. Oh, it hurts. Man. I think one little thing, which can be really hard to sort of wrap your mind around the first time you're playing through this game, is sort of the asymmetric nature of the guns and the knife. Just in that you really don't... Hurts. Whoa! Okay. Whew. Oh, and that completely used up my nail ammo too. Well, here's that back. I don't think I care about the shotguns even still. And I think I want to keep that heavy rifle because that was great. But if I run out, I know there's a lot of shotguns up here that I got a ton of ammo for. Only 50 ammo for this thing back. I do have a teleport, so that makes it a bit nice. In fact, I think I'm going to be relying on those a bit more and maybe doing a little bit less mid-level adjusting and you know, trying to pump myself up with health packs. I guess it doesn't matter. I guess the only thing that really... Ooh, large tube. Alright, that's what I need for my railgun. So we are on our way, ladies and gentlemen. You know, before I did this challenge, I was under the impression that there were just... Okay, with this heavy rifle, I dubbed the 2X rifle. And I think this is hard because this does fire one straight ahead. However, if... Ooh, hold on. There we go. EM detector, yes please. Very nice. EM detector and a teleport. Oh. Gotta do something with that. Stimulant? Why not? Yeah. There we go. Foolish decision, maybe. I really don't know if I want a Nailgun 3X, although I guess it didn't end up being a worry there. Just because, like I said, I mean, it's going to use up even more nail ammo than before, which is sort of a bummer. I maybe shouldn't have even gone with the Nailgun too, but, you know. I guess I felt kind of silly not upgrading my Nailgun at all for the Nails and Rails run. There we go. Man, look at that. Dude just absolutely tears through you. I've kept the nail gun for boss fights and stuff like that. Oop, is that a... No, that's nobody. I thought I... One disadvantage of having some music on in the background, and I'm sure you guys experiencing this in the thread a little bit, was it makes it a bit harder to hear the monsters. Yeesh. That went way better than it had any right to. This is familiar to me because I believe that this was also a tube that we missed out on last time. Now, I am kind of of two minds about that tube. Nerds. And one of the minds is, you know, it... Oh, I forgot that this is a 2X rifle now. Gotta be careful with this ammo. Alright. Yeah, one of my minds is, you know, it really would be nice to have some more canned meat. I could use that in a big way right about now. Hello! But the other one is, why invite trouble when you don't need to? So I guess we'll see how we're doing in a little bit. It's always easy to take out zombies, especially if I can find myself, pardon me? Especially if I can find myself a good, void. Yeah, I don't feel bad about using rifle ammo on them. I mean, I do, don't get me wrong. I feel horrible about using rifle ammo on anything. Especially wasting it on a zombie like that. That was a strictly amateur move. Alright, rifle ammo is always welcome though. And with that nail box, I can make nail ammo, so I've at least got something to fire at people. I'm afraid that this is sort of going to be the theme of this Nails and Rails run, which is watch Bacter be basically out of nail gun ammo all the time. Oh, sheesh. Wrecked me. Okay. Let's pick up that. There we go. But that's not so bad. I can be almost out of ammo and still knifing and stuff like that. Okay. There we go. Who else we got? In fact, just to make sure that I end up having enough space on my poor little compy here, I'm probably going to cut the first recording off after stage 5. Which is funny because I'm probably going to die exactly on level 6 or right thereafter. But I guess that'll at least provide a cliffhanger. And make it seem as though I'm doing good. In fact, I am... Well, abject failure would be too harsh for this, I guess, but I've made a lot of mistakes. It's a Sufjan Stevens song. In the end, he just says, I made a lot of mistakes a whole bunch of times. Hey, canned meat. Thank you, canned meat man. One more for a plate, and one more plate for some armor, so I'm happy. I'm grinning. Come into my parlor, said the spider to the awful zombie man. So yeah, I said I was listening to Clap Your Hands Say Yeah earlier, which was a band from old times for me. That's ancient liking. However, they do have one song, which is perhaps unfortunately titled Satan Said Dance, but I felt like it was very appropriate for this. Very nice indeed. I felt like it was very appropriate for this Let's Play, specifically, no way around it, for the lyrics. My head turned white and my face turned green, but my feet are still moving, if you know what I mean. That sounds like these zombie mans here. I guess if you wanted to be all poetical and such, you could interpret Satan Said Dance to mean the malevolent AI molecule thing from outer space told you to start moving this way and that, and to murder the man with the gun. So, cards on the table, I kind of don't... I can't actually tell whether I like the story in this game or not, so let me tell you 2 stories, one of which I like a lot, and one of which is kind of dumb. And let me start with the dumb one, because that's easier to explain. The dumb story that I'm not a big fan of is that they wanted to do a teleportation experiment, and they figured that they would take in a single molecule so as to be safe. Unfortunately, this is the grim dark world of megaspace, and so even a single molecule ends up being a megalomaniac molecule, which decides to go insane and take control of the facility and drug and chip everybody and do all those mean, nasty, ugly, awful things that we associate with the AI in this game and the alien molecule or whatever. It's trying to activate the teleporter to pull more of itself in, and it's up to us to stop it. Us and the plasma bombing company or whatever. That's a dumb story and I don't like it. It's not dumb, it's just, I don't know. Awful thing comes from space and decides to murder everybody isn't what I'd necessarily call groundbreaking. Let me take a brief minute to praise one thing about the nail gun, which is that, as I said, it doesn't have a whole lot of oomph or penetration or blowback or anything like that, which means, for these guys, if you down them with the nail gun, odds are good that, in fact, they are fully dead. As opposed to some of the more powerful weapons, shotgun in particular, which can knock a man right over and then he gets back up. Anyway, yeah, that's just a cliche story. I wouldn't be as big a fan of that. Now let me tell you the story I would absolutely be a fan of and I think would be very cool, which I kind of think they hint at, but they never actually endorse, so I'm forced to believe by my own cynicism and pessimism is not the true story. And that story, which would be very cool, is that this alien molecule, or whatever the goodness it is comes from a place, in fact, so alien that it's really having trouble even understanding what we are, what we're about, what we do in any way. And if you recall, this company designed their whole setup of this computer to mimic what was, in their estimation, a healthy human brain. And so let's say that this molecule comes from a region of space very alien. However, it is able to interface with computer systems, and it's, information, silicon-based, that kind of thing. And so what it does is what it does best when it gets here. Is that a free plate? Very nice. It interfaces with our computer system, which is set up based on what the company thinks a healthy brain would be like, but which is, in fact, because the company is this, near malevolent, certainly megalomaniacal space corporation. What the corporation thinks is a healthy mindset is, in fact, very close to sadism and megalomania. And so, in attempting to even interact with us, this alien organism is acting in a way which we would perceive as incredibly threatening and stressful and all kinds of things like that, but only because it kind of doesn't know any better. Like, it's working along the lines of the brain it saw laid out for it, which was the model of, this corrupt corporate system. And so it's really, as strongly as can be stated, an indictment of the mega future corporations thing. And I would really dig the story if it was like this whole time we were trying to stop it from opening this portal, which we assume it was going to, let's see, I want to take a drink here. Which we assumed it was trying to open the teleporter to pull in more beings like itself. But in fact, its whole goal this whole time was simply to escape through any means that it could. Okay, I got an RDX 500. You know what? I'm going to dump it here, I think, since I can only have 3. Oh, hello! Okay, new plan. Excuse me. Never mind me. Shoot. That's... Oh, I had a teleporter. I was going to say that was the end of that, but not quite. Throw LPs by Bacter, ladies and gentlemen. I suppose I have enough M chips for another teleporter. I do not. Man, that could have gone better. I threw it and hit the corner there. And stuff like that is why I still have these careless, mistake-making ways, is why I'm not what you might call a pro player. I'll probably have to get through there. I'm still not sure. There's usually a long hallway and a short hallway, and I'll be darned if this isn't the short hallway. Okay. Which does mean, incidentally, that I'm going to want to get through here. You know, I hate to use too many of those RDX 250s. But, them are the brakes. Okay. Whew. Could have gone better. Could have gone better. But hey, what is this game for if not regret? Hey, a shotgun. Alright, you know what? Switching tertiary weapons here. Now I know he's still around because the door moved him. Ooh, Minigun versus shotgun. What does my ammo look like for it? A lot of ammo. Okay. This is going to be my ammo dump place in here for a little bit. I'm going to switch back to the 2X rifle when it comes time to take on the War Walkers. I'm going to switch back to my nail gun. Don't worry, the second I get some more... I hate doing stuff like that. Losing dumb health like that. Oh well. Yeah. Hello, EM Protector. Continues to serve me super well. And in the meantime, it's minigun time for me. What I would love to do is to get another M chip, which would allow me to, next time I get a health, get another teleporter. Because man, those, just a little insurance in this game goes, as you can see, a heck of a long way. Do I feel a little bad because Lele was able to go the entire game without using one? Well, I'll sort of allow you to draw your own conclusions as far as that goes. Anyway, yeah, as far as my proposed ending for the game, or whatever you want to call it, is, I just like the idea that the molecule was basically harmless, and it was able to see the world only through the filter that we provided it because it was so alien. And in fact, it wasn't able to do so kindly. And it kind of, there's a couple logs that kind of like hint that, or they seem to me. Some people like wonder aloud whether the alien molecule actually, you know, like knows what it's doing. And we got battery and a taser, huh? I think. Oh. Yeah, gonna do it. I love these things. I'm definitely gonna regret that if I don't find like 2 MG. Oh, this is the this will be the War Walker room. All right, up top we go then. Hitting that. Oh, hey. You can see that there was another 250 down there. Yeah, so that's just my little idea. I always am like a little disappointed that I just feel like media doesn't allow for like truly alien races in games so much. This bugged me with the Geth in Mass Effect. I liked their differentness. Hey, there we go. All right, back to nail gun ammo for me, but not for the War Walkers, because that is more than an exercise in futility. Sorry, I was carrying the shotgun there. I didn't notice I was doing that, and I didn't use it in my own defense, I suppose. I'm kind of saving the meat traps and the can guns for the destroyer. Not that they're going to do like a lot of good, but alright, in we go. Man, not bad. Got a motor even. So if I can find 2 tubes, I can get myself some power legs. And not bad at all. Yeah. Haha, shock blade. Slow down there, again indicating why I'm calling it quits after this level. And just for, you know, it's good to give yourself a break after a while. That's just good gaming policy. Oh man, a plate even? I do not deserve all the good things this game gives me. There we go. Excuse me, gentlemen. Does that mean there's 3 zombie tubes in here? Good night. Yeah, so I felt like the Geth were a genuinely interesting idea. Like, you know, collective Gestalt intelligence and whatever else they had going on with it there. Popping so many health kits. I would be embarrassed for me if I were you, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, that, you know, all they wanted to do was get their little Dyson sphere and just achieve unity or something. I wish that they had allowed them to go with that. Like, I don't know if they thought that they were, like, giving them a really good ending by allowing each one of them to become a sentient individual or something, but I don't care about that. I don't see why the Geth should either. That's dumb to me. That's being like, oh, the only true ending for a different entity is when it can become exactly the same as you, and then everything's great. And nuts to that, I say. Frankly, nuts. Oh, man. 2X rifle's running low on ammo, and I have got, like, a shotgun and a minigun. Not a minigun. A machine gun absolutely just brimming back here, so... if there's a reason that I'm not making use of that, I do not know what it is. Alright. Shotgun will do me for now. Yeah, I wish the Geth had been allowed to keep doing their own thing. Because it wasn't the whole point of the series supposed to be that conquest through making everybody subservient to one way, one kind of thing was wrong and doomed to failure, whereas working together and accepting, you know, whatever, differences, different races, different methods of doing things. In other words, power from under, supportive power rather than power over, which is oppressive power, is the only way to truly conquer. And the Reapers were sort of a hard check on, you know, nobody could, like, sort of advance until they had figured out that thing. To me, that was the whole point of the series. And they just kind of, I don't know, did it in. I guess it was because if that was the whole point of the series, then the Renegade choice wouldn't have made much sense. Like, you just would have run into the end, but I'll be frank with you, I would have been surprised and happy at the idea that, like, the Renegade path just flat meant you failed at the end of Mass Effect. I know it would have been, like, a crazy decision, and it would have invalidated hours and hours of work by dedicated fans, but, like, I don't know, do you really need to let people win who are, like, willfully ignoring the point that your game is supposed to be making? Like, I think that sort of the way to respect their choice in the game world you've made is to be like, sure, you can ignore every lesson that we're trying to teach you, you can, you know, look at everything and just be like, oh no, I think I'm gonna be a big jerk and try to, like, take power for myself and rule over other people and be kind of racist. Like, that's how I want to choose my player. Okay, you can do that, but we're not going to, like, let you win. Oh man, I do need to be nail ammoing more. Oh well. Not like I'm not going to run out of it instantly anyway. Okay. I would give myself, I think, probably a B to B plus so far for how I'm handling the challenge. I think it's just okay. Sheer absent-mindedness every time that I have failed it. Like, I've never been like, oh, I'm, whatever, skipping the challenge because I don't personally feel like it right here. And as you can see, the real secret to this challenge is there's not remotely enough nails to completely carry you through. Oh man. So much ammo that I don't have guns for. Kills me. Kills me. You people are killing me. Anyway, yeah. That's just what I didn't like about Mass Effect. That's what I didn't like about the series. That I felt like they were dedicated to, like, making every player's experience count, but I think that if you had something you wanted to say in a game, that if people wanted to not learn the lesson and wanted to act differently, then you should, like, show them in-game, this doesn't work and here's why. And that would be holding true to the values that you developed earlier, as opposed to essentially betraying them. You know, I run into that a bit too with the game The Wolf Among Us by Telltale Games, which is my other Let's Play that I'm doing right now. because, and what's interesting there, it's a little bit better because I don't feel like only the people who are the good player, you know, character have really learned the lesson. I think that being a jerk is a completely legitimate reading of the game, and that you could read that you're supposed to not listen to other people and kind of do your own thing, and like that's the true lesson of it. I would dig that. I would be. I mean, I wouldn't like. Yeah, I wouldn't enjoy it necessarily. I'm only picking this stuff up so that I can get the ammo, just in case I should want it for some wacky reason later. Anyway, yeah, I was gonna say I think that's just more of a legitimate read, but at the same time, they really synchronize the stories a lot. Now the endings are different, which is cool because that's where I am now. But like, a lot of stuff happens the same, whether you're a jerk or a great guy, and I mean like almost exactly the same. And I wish that there had been a little bit more variety. Like, I would have been completely comfortable with the idea that if you choose to be a nice guy the whole time and try to please everybody, that some stuff just flat out fails for you, because like that's not really the message of the game, you know, that you can please everybody all the time. Oh man, good night. I didn't see I could do that earlier. Yeah, so that if you do sort of waste your time, if you want to say that, like pleasing everybody, you'll run up against the hard wall and not follow up leads, and because people aren't afraid of you, they won't let you know things. And you know, like, what if you had a death on your conscience because you wanted to be like as nice as you could be to everybody? That would be an interesting thing in a game. Gotta be the 2X. Sorry, everybody else. I've just gotta hope that I find ammo for it, but nothing else is gonna be like, this is killing me. It's killing me, but I'm gonna leave these two behind, and any guns I find in subsequent levels will be what I use against the Destroyer. Damage statistics or advanced combatants. I prefer the damage statistics arena, and like I said, I'm going to cut it off now just for space on the game. But that's a middle of the road playthrough for the first half of this. I think I've done decently, and I feel comfortable dying to the Destroyer. So, see you guys next time.